This is John Axel Goodmanson for Grady. And they work it into Aldridge. Well, double team right down on him there, Mark.
And is the attention that Aldridge deserves. An immediate double before he dribbles in the paint.
Aldridge, a long three, contested. 4 creates a matchup problem for them. But
you can see Stan Robinson right here matched up, and he is also an undersized defender, but quick and relentless on the defensive end.
Aldridge is also a matchup problem for a lot of teams as well, as he scored
at the rim.
That was the first 2 of the game for E.C. Matthews.
They had McGarity on the roll. Good job by Matthews pushing up on Grady so he couldn't see. That's a big part of the defense.
Backdoor Aldridge, and that's a goaltend on the
series. If you're at home wondering how to run the motion offense, record this game, tape it, because Bob McKillop does it better than most.
That's 5 points now for the freshman Grady for Davidson. As we have a 1-point ball game, wide open in the corner, and they found him a little late, but he'll put it up anyway. Down with it. Big games coming up tomorrow on our Saturday slate. Don't miss out on that. Should be an incredible day, as we've seen so ending game.
Back to man-to-man. Great job by Davidson coaching staff. Really switching up the defense. Trying to get this URI team out of rhythm. You know, timeout here after a couple of good runs by Fats, and another 3 on the way.
Robinson, the offensive rebound for Terrell, and he got it knocked away, and there's a foul call. That game coming up tomorrow. We'll have it for you on ESPN. Is it danger zone here for Davidson right now, Mark?
Well, URI has done an excellent job taking them out of their efficient offense. You know, they now have 5 turnovers and only
pulling up Davidson right now with 6 minutes to play in this first half.
And Davidson is not a good come-from-behind team because that's their offense. Attempts a half. They've only attempted 6 and made 1. So far, check plus for Dan Hurley and the defense on the perimeter for URI.
Peyton Aldridge almost got it knocked away from behind by Garrett.
Syracuse first ever win in the Dome, and then they came into conference play and just got beaten a couple of games. These URI really ran them out of the gym here the first time they played.
We'll be at St. Bonaventure next Friday night for our action here on ESPN2. The Rams will be involved again. Rhode Island at St. Bonaventure. That's next Friday at 7 right here on ESPN2.
Great defensive strategy by Danny Hurley. Every time Aldridge gets to the paint, he's double teamed before he can even put the ball to the ground. Watch as a team.
Aldridge. Fade away over down, you got a piece of it. And Fats Russell, long NBA range 3. How to put it up, and it's an over. Nicholson for Aldridge. Fade away over Langevin. Start tonight. I mean, he's been unbelievable.
And his maturity year over year, it's one of the great things about this conference in the A-10. The 4-year seniors. You get to watch them mature right in front of you. The remarkable story is when Danny went to Seton Hall his freshman year, Bobby's better, and Danny couldn't handle it. And George Blaney brought him back and really attributes his return to Coach Blaney. But it's really Andre who we met his senior year. As you see Garrett get in the lane and knock down a 15-foot jump shot. Who was the single individual when Dan Hurley could have gone left, away from basketball, or right back into basketball? Andrea said you have to go down the right side of that path. And look where he is today. One of the most successful coaches in his 6th season here in Kingston, Rhode Island.
No doubt about it.
As mom and dad. Simply mom and dad.
Garrett kicks it to a streaking Langevin who's fouled.
With the effort and the output that he showed the last 2 games, this team can play against anybody because he's a beast up front.
Villanardi's got him as a 6th seed right now as Aldridge misses the free throw, and Aldridge sticking with it is able to put it back up and in. And his father in the stands cheering him on here tonight as he's from Boston, went to Northfield Mount Herman. He's trying to will his team in a comeback, but Davidson will string a couple of defensive stops here together, then take their time on the offensive end if they have to, try to get their legs back for them.
They absolutely can, and they have a better chance of doing it if URI doesn't keep the pedal.
Kicks it, Aldridge. A little long on a 3. Dalton, Langevin, inside just short.
Represent the Midwest as a #1 seed, win the Big Ten, and get on a good roll.
Aldridge.
And the coach early before the game. Last year his team was minutes and you have to win.
A team that's going to be successful.
Jeff Doughton might be the loudest guy in any shoot-around I've seen. He's never not talking defense and offense. And sometimes that is the guy in your team, the teammate that's the Mr. Know-it-all, trying to, show up to the coach so he knows what's going on. But they respect Jeff Doughton. They had a great fun.
Doughton kicks it. Garrett for three. Count it.
And Jeff Doughton started. He couldn't get his starting position back. E.C. Matthews got hurt. He started. E.C. Matthews came back. He didn't flinch. He just said, give me minutes off the bench, and look at the outcome.
Well, here's Doughton right here, distributing to Russell. And
is for Coach Jim Harris.
Aldridge feeds the cutter and the easy bang. Doughton splitting through the traffic, and
I've never been on Sports Center, so maybe that would be good. LA strategy was on the defensive end because he just demonstrated what he can do in the paint and from beyond the arc.
Garrett takes it in, count it, and